But the second one he went actually left to cut you off. But by the time he went left, you were already under him, and he looked back and didn't know where you went. Like you outsmarted him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hey, we're
4 in a row, I mean.
I know. And it's only counted as 3, but hey,
4 in a row.
it still was done.
Yeah.
Good job.
Hey, thanks for everything, Mo.
Secret weapon.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like to. I'm not a guy I like to just hose somebody down and ruin them. So, so I said if we couldn't, if I wasn't gonna spray him, I was gonna scare him. That was a good one. But yeah, no, it was good. I mean, to get another win here in St. Louis, track conditions were tough in it, and for the day wasn't exactly. Nothing's perfect, but the day wasn't ideally flowing nicely. We were trying some stuff in practice, and I think we qualified 7th, which is kind of, I think, our worst all season. So that was tough, but at the same time, we were all, everybody was within 2/10, 5 of us. So I knew it was just a matter of picking up a couple pieces, and the heat race had a little tip over, but we were able to manage and rebound and in the heat for a win. And then obviously that main event start, we got up to a good start, pulled the turn, and was able to just get out front early and go. And again, this weekend Ken was right there putting the pressure on, and I was just trying to maintain that and not make any mistakes. I think it's hard to beat a guy up front. I was trying to hit my lines as best as I could, but you never know if he's doing something different where he's making time. And I opened the gap a little here and there, but that we went back and forth over the triple, and then he made a mistake and fell down, and that allowed me to open up a little bit of a gap and just kind of get some breathing room, hit my lines, and then the last 5 laps kind of eased in for the win. So I was managing, my lead and stuff like that, knew where the guys were at, and was able to get a win. So it was a good day overall, good recovery, a good rebound.
I noticed your visor was up a little more than normal. Did you bounce it off something?
No, you know what? I think when we came around to get lap Way, a rock or something must have just hit the right area, and it kind of was sitting down. I was like, oh, my visor got knocked down, and then I hit it up, and the thing went flying up. I was like, oh man, this doesn't look so pretty out there. So, had to kind of, the style check wasn't that greatest, but we got the job done.
The way you've been adding points and where we're at in the season, you're on pace to wrap this thing up next weekend almost.
Yeah, well, and I think for us, just being aware. I think we know where we're at, but at the same time, I think just keep our focus on each race. One race at a time. We're right where we're at, and then just trying to give our best effort on the night, and not try to let our focus get too far ahead of us where it takes away from our performance on race night. So just trying to keep the focus, and then and focus on ourselves too.
When you have a night where you qualify 7th and then you don't make it out of the heat, you have to go to the semi, is that in your mind at all, or are you just totally refreshed?
No, honestly, I try to like a positive approach. Obviously, yeah, it's not ideal. You want to qualify first and go straight to the main, and that's great. But there's a lot of racing in between. So I looked at it too. We made a little bike change, which we wouldn't have done, and I really felt like that really helped us out for the main. But also, I got more time on the track. I was able to get a couple more rhythms down and just kind of get more in a good flow. So by that time, when the main event came around, that track time was great. The only negative was my gate pick, which was 9. But the thing that was good tonight was all the gates were pretty good after the gate. So it wasn't really a big deal. We were in a position to still get a good start, which sometimes you find yourselves on the very inside or the way outside, and you're already at a disadvantage a little bit. So there's a lot of positive to take, and it's good learning lessons tonight too, to remember that.
So 3 weeks in a row now, you and Roczen gone at it. Is it getting enjoyable at this point, or is it stressful out there?
No, I think all racing is both enjoyable and stressful, but managing the stress and keeping the perspective. We keep remembering that why we get to be out here and race for a living, and the competitive side in us comes out for sure. But I think leaving nothing on the table and giving it my all, that's all I can ask for myself. And other guys are going good, and when I came into every season, you're not underestimating your competition. You got to realize a guy's going to be better each and every weekend, and maybe sometimes a little bit better than you, but like we said last week, just trying to be more better through the all 17 rounds consistently, that guy. So you're going to get challenged, and you're going to get more of a fight out of other guys at certain times more than others.
Getting discussion of a chase type format. What's your feelings on that? I've heard it described as everybody but Dungey's going to like it.
Well, I'm all. I got approached, or I got asked it this week on DMXS, and I'm all for either way. I definitely want to see our sport grow. I'm not the smartest guy in that area to figure those things out. I've said it before, and I do think to keep the championship format the same. It discredits a lot of the riders and the teams who have to be there every single weekend and have a bike that's there and not having no mechanical failure. All these things add up and to the very end, where if they reset it more so towards the tail end, then it's going to kind of come back to even, which you made up all that ground, or whoever makes up all that ground has to lose that. But at the same time, I think comes from the NASCAR world, and it's understandable. There's 34 races or more, so that's a long time. And those guys are within hundredths, within thousands and tenths. And I can understand, to get the liven it up, keep the chase, and this and that. But we have 17 races, and I don't think it's too long of a format to change the championship format of it. But I will say I'm not against. I definitely want to see our sport grow, and I think it's an area we all need to look into a little bit more and talk to the team. I don't want to sit here and say and discredit Feld. What Feld does is an amazing job, and their decisions have been great. I think the thing that's helped our sport is that the competition is more stacked. There's a lot of guys out there who are battling for a front position and giving the crowd a show. It's not an issue of depth, of talent in the field, and the racing's great. So I guess I don't know how that's going to really help this, except benefit other riders down the road in the championship if it comes to a chase format. That's the only benefit I see of that. Which it's unfair to other riders then.
And it's odd with history, past history and everything else.
Right. And it's just an area we got to look into. But like I said, Feld has done an amazing job, and I don't want to discredit anything they've done, and what they do and the show we put on, and it has been incredible. And for them to provide us a platform to race on, that I'm very thankful for. I definitely don't want to abuse that system. So.